Whether you're driving for Uber, Lyft, or any of the food delivery services, understand there are nefarious characters out there that will use you while engaging in rideshare or food delivery to commit crimes. Today we're going to discuss an incident of this and how it might be valuable for us all to be on the lookout. What up, folks? Once again, it is your boy Tim with another ride-sharing video. This is from the social media pages, apparently a woman named Selena, and I have no clue how this got out because this is not something anybody using the ride sharing or the food delivery apps would even want people to know they did, because this is clearly probably criminal behavior to some degree, might be stalking or something of that nature. But I want you to listen to what it has allegedly taken place. Selena is the individual placing this order. She used DoorDash and she placed a food delivery order not to be delivered to her address, but a different address. So that obviously is something you want to look out for right there alone. Now, in her text, she sent to the driver, "Send me a picture of the cars outside the house. If there's not a black Honda there, or if there are any other cars other than the black Honda, let me know." Now, obviously, that has nothing to do with food delivery. That's clearly someone that is snooping on this particular property. The driver, peep game, should have been aware that something sounds kind of flaky here. The reason I'm reading this out is because the driver obliged the request of the delivery person. After all, that's who's paying him. That's who was tipping him. Nevertheless, he carried out those duties. But listen to that, where you're talking about literally going out and letting the person know what's the intel at the house. This is a customer literally doing intel on a property that they are not currently at. And then she put in there a smiling face emoji. So when the driver arrived at the location, delivering what appears to be some lemonade, that's the only thing that was delivered. So you got this person, making the cheapest purchase to try to get this intel from this property. Once the driver arrived at the location, the customer, Selena, texted the driver and said, "You can keep the lemonade." However, was asked to, drive around the property and see if you see that black Honda and take a picture if there are any other cars outside the property and send them to me. Once again, the driver carried out the request of the person ordering the food. Now, you shouldn't have to be told not to do this shit. This has clearly got red flags written all over it. Now, we obviously know whether it's stalking, whether it is domestic violence issues, whether it's a combination of both. This allows a person who's been told to stay several feet from a property, stay several feet from an individual for their safety. This allows them to essentially reach out and be at a location without physically being there. So this would probably be a violation of any protection order in existence. Now, not to say that this woman making this order had any type of protection order against her, but clearly she was trying to get intel on this property. Obviously, this could be a burglar. This could be someone trying to find out if an individual of value, a high-value target, is home. There are cases where folks have made deliveries to houses parked off in the distance to see, once the dasher or once the person that's delivering the food rang the doorbell, if anyone came to the porch to get the food. If not, once again, that is a clue that there is no one home. So you can be inadvertently involved in criminal activity without knowing it. So this is the whole purpose of the video, is you got to pay attention to red flags when you're out here. Now, us rideshare drivers taking somebody from point A to point B, and they're not getting out of the car. I mean, how many of you drivers have ever took someone somewhere and someone walked up to the car, they rolled the window down, handed them something in your car, and then your passenger is instructing you to, well, take me back to where you picked me up from, or take me over here somewhere? That's a drug deal. That often is a drug deal. You don't know what was just handed into your vehicle. We have all had that. Folks who work in urban areas, including myself, I've had passengers that I felt confident just received some drugs. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be handed into the vehicle. Maybe the person gets out of your vehicle and says, could you wait for a minute? And they're standing up in the lawn somewhere making the exchange. Or they run in the house and they run back out in a minute or two. You most likely those who were involved in rideshare, you've probably been inadvertently part of a drug deal. It happens all the time. And that's for a recipient example I'm giving you. There are folks who deal drugs out of the vehicles also. There are plenty of drug dealers that use Ubers to make their drops and make their deliveries. So this certainly does happen. Because by law, if you are a passenger in a vehicle, by law, in many states, the law enforcement officials have no right to talk to you or ask you for any ID or anything. By law, they have to feel confident or at least suspect you've committed a crime. So if you're just simply sitting in the backseat of an Uber and that car gets pulled over, they can get whatever the hell they want from the driver. Driver's license, run background checks and things like that. But if you're just a passenger, you legally can refuse to show them your ID or even talk to them. So if you're dealing drugs, it's probably a hell of a lot safer legally to do it as a passenger than as a driver. So all you got to say is, I don't want to talk to you. So this can happen like that. And of course, in court, even if they do find some drugs on you, if your lawyer can prove they had no reason to begin asking you for ID or asking to search you, then it can all be tossed out. So any intelligent character out there doing this stuff probably would realize it's safer to do it as a passenger in an Uber or in some type of transport than being a driver. Just wanted to run that by you. But nevertheless, in regards to this video, I just wanted to bring it up because it's crazy to know a DoorDasher was willing to go out and take pictures of someone's house. And then the obvious, I don't want to skip over something else that's been in the news quite frequently as of the last week or so. Someone being shot for ringing the wrong doorbell. Somebody being shot for turning around in the wrong driveway. You got a case where a kid's basketball rolled onto the lawn of a guy. He shot the father and the child. So understand, taking pictures of somebody's house in this modern day and age, when half of the population is auditioning for the purge, understand that could be dangerous. Certainly in this case, when the customer starts asking you to drive around the property and take pictures and things like that, that's not safe. I mean, you start stopping off in the middle of the night taking pictures of somebody's house, you may look down and notice you got a red dot on your chest. That is not a smart thing to do. Any DoorDash or any driver out there should be smart enough to realize that. Don't do this shit for a $2 or $3 tip. Do not put yourself in this situation, in this predicament for a $2 or $3 tip. Tell that passenger no. That's the smart thing to do. But you guys let me know in the comments. Have you received any ridiculous requests anywhere near as crazy as this? Do you believe you've ever, while driving, been involved in criminal activity that you inadvertently did not, you didn't intend to do it, but you got a passenger in your vehicle that you feel is doing something criminal? Whether it's dealing drugs or trying to, in this case, stalk an ex-lover or something like that. Have you ever had that happen? Let me know in the comments. As always, it's your boy Tim. Subscribe to the damn channel, and I'll see you in the next video.